Dear colleagues, we continue our working day, and now I give the floor to Presidential Administration spokesman on ATO-related issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, everyone. And now to your attention is the information about ATO events during the last 24 hours. In Lugansk area, the enemy violated ceasefire 3 times in Stanitsa Luganska. In the evening, there was firing for about an hour. 2 more shellings were in Novozvanivka, including 1 mortar shelling. In the Donetsk area, the enemy continues its tactics of heavy shelling of Ukrainian positions with the use of heavy weapons and attacks of small subversive groups. Ukrainian troops repelled an attempt of an assault of positions in Mariorsk. The enemy attacked under the cover of mortar shelling. This battle lasted for 3 hours. Also, the enemy delivered heavy artillery shelling with the use of 122mm howitzers. About 40 shells were launched. They aimed at the rear of Ukrainian forces near Yasnobrodivka villages in Novata region, 15 kilometers from the line of front. Mortar shellings of the militants were delivered along the line of confrontation, the Svetlodarska Bulge, Gorlovka, Avdiivka, and the Donetsk airport. During the last 24 hours in the Donetsk area, there were 12 enemy shellings and 1 battle confrontation. Today in the night, because of sniper fire, Zaitsevo checkpoint stopped its work. Mariupol area. There were military actions in Mariinka region. The enemy used mortars and tanks several times. Also, there was a number of enemy shelling with the use of mortars at the other parts of front line in Novotroitsk, Pavlopol, Talakivka, and Shirokino. On the whole, during the last 24 hours, Mariupol area, there were 19 enemy shellings and 6 with the use of heavy weapons. In the result of the explosion of one of the shells, 1 local resident woman was injured. The enemy used air drones 3 times in Donetsk and Mariupol area. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, 1 Ukrainian serviceman was killed and 7 were wounded. These losses were sustained by Ukrainian troops in the battle incident near Mayorsk and shelling in Avdiivka. Losses of the enemy, and during the last 24 hours, 4 heavily wounded subverters from 3 units of the militant groups. And this data is confirmed. It means that there are those cases that are not confirmed, and we await for this confirmation. Near Solidar town in the Netchina, law enforcers found a cache of ammunition. It was near a highway in the forest line. There were 5 kilograms of TNT blocks, 13 grenades, 8 fuses, electro detonators, 4 coils with wire for wire traps, and more than 3,000 cartridges. Today, Ukraine celebrates the Journalist Day, and yesterday in the Museum of the History of Ukraine during the Second World War. The participants of ATO operation and volunteers obtained handmade decorations from journalists. This is the symbol of cooperation between journalists and defenders of Ukraine. Servicemen showed parts of weaponry, battle flags, and also personal belongings of servicemen and some other things. And we thank Ukrainian and foreign journalists for their brave and honest reporting about events in Donbass. This is all information. Please, if you have questions or comments, please. Do you have comments or questions? If there are no... Oh, there is a question. No, there are no questions. Thank you very much. This is the end of press conference. And the next event is in 1